Now, the new variant Omicron was sequenced in South Africa. The US promptly blocked flights. The variant has also been found in Europe, but there does not seem to be any ban there. Also, with vaccines, the global average is 42%, but in Africa, only 7%. Would you say that the West and its discrimination and the vaccine inequity is prolonging this pandemic?
The issue of vaccine inequity is both moral and political issue. And rich countries, wealthier countries should have political and moral responsibility to provide the vaccines and other medical equipment. It is absolutely unacceptable to see the inequity in vaccine currently. Why are the poorest countries being left so far behind? While more than 80% of vaccines are acquired by wealthy nations and less than 2% to low-income countries. I understand that India has vaccinated more than 450 million people. That means more than 32% of people vaccinated as of last month. The recent G20 summit and G7 summit, the leaders lacked the bold and effective and passionate global leadership, global response to the COVID-19 pandemic. They failed to come together. They were doing only for their own country. Of course, there was some assistance to African countries. India was lucky because you were able to develop your own vaccine and treat your own people. That's why you have rather than higher rate of vaccination. Now, while G20 intend to get at least 40% of the global population to be vaccinated by the end of this year and 70% by 2022, they did not take concrete action to put us on the right path. Again, I repeat that we are in this all together. We are all together. We live and die together. Therefore, we have to work together. One country infected by this will affect whole world, as we are seeing now in Delta variant and Omicron variant.
How do you rate the role of global institutions in dealing with this crisis? The role of the World Health Organization, or the WHO, for example, has been questioned on a number of occasions about the alleged bias towards China. Would you agree that these conversations and controversies undermine the role of the United Nations?
I do not want to involve in this controversial argument about this because, I'm not an expert in this. I'm no longer Secretary General of the United Nations. I will tell you one very important lessons which I learned during 2014 when some West African countries suffering from Ebola. For the first time in the history of the United Nations mobilized military forces. The United States, France, and the United Kingdom, they dispatched the soldiers to Ebola-stricken countries, Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone. And with all this wholehearted support, mobilizing whole United Nations organization, including WHO, we were able to effectively eradicate Ebola crisis. Ebola has more than 45% of mortality rate. It's much, much deadlier than this current COVID-19. Now, what happened this time? There was multilateralism in disarray. The President Trump, then President of the United States, withdrew from WHO rather than supporting more. That was very irresponsible. First of all, that was a wrong message. And WHO is not able to handle all these so big global issues. Whole United Nations system, all the countries should have put their hands on the deck together.